Hey, this is Derry and welcome to Diamond Life Design. This is the end of the series, the end of series 1, video number 10. We've covered quite a lot in this series, and for those who've been with us for the whole journey, I honour you. Hopefully you started to see a little bit of insight and gleaning where this diamond came from, how it started as an architect, the different components of it. And look, there's a bit of work to be done here, and that's the point. Life's a little bit more complex, especially if you want it all, alright? So, in this last video, I want to cover one more area, the one area we haven't covered, and this was a surprise for me, which shifted for me about 8 years ago. And that's growth focus. We're not going to, major focus is a different element. We're going to cover that over in the deeper work we do. But I wanted to leave you with the growth focus. Now, for me, this was something that came out of areas of life, etc., a lot of the personal development world out there. Personal and professional growth. It had always actually been an area for me, right? So, you know, when we've got our relationships and our energy and our vitality and our money and our wealth, personal and professional development was one of my areas. And that served me really well, actually, I thought, for a good, probably decade, really, right from the early days. I was always growing professionally and personally, right? Probably more professionally than personally, to be honest with you. It felt like both, or so I thought at the time. So that would mean I was quite, which was good, and I encourage you all to grow, right? Like, we're humans. The moment we stop growing is the moment we start dying. We're like plants in that instance, right? So growth is a really important part of who we are as human beings. The problem with growth is, again, growth can be quite singularly focused. And what was happening is that, again, when I was focused on career and business, my growth was being focused on career and business. So we can then overcompensate in the area of life that we're majorly focused on to the detriment of all others. So although then we have this area of life called growth, we can be focusing that growth in specifically on the one or two areas, which is perpetuating the problem, isn't it? So if you're really good at business and say, for me at the time, I think it was back in the day, going back 15 years ago, you could definitely say it was career and business and my rugby. Those were the two things I was massively focused on, right? And by the way, that's where my growth came from in both. So therefore you just perpetuate both to the detriment of everything else. So this is where about 8 years ago, I recognised that, I went, hang on a minute, if all of these areas of life that I have chosen are important to me, then I should be growing in all of those areas of life. Not just, yes, we're going to visions and milestones and quarterly plans and everything else. Of course, that's the architecture. But shouldn't I be growing in those areas too? And that's where I pivoted the band in the middle. So major focus, that's just across every area of life. What is the one thing that matters? There's a whole thing out there called the one thing. I don't personally believe in that. I believe the one thing in every area that matters, which is a bit more complex, right? But this growth focus means in my relationships, if relationships with my children and my beautiful partner are important to me, how am I going to grow in those areas and not leave it to an accident? If, I'm in paragliding at the moment, right? If paragliding is important, how am I going to grow in that area? How am I going to grow in adventure? How am I going to grow with money? How am I going to get a deeper understanding of money and my relationship with it? None of that's accidental, and I am growing in all areas of my life consistently. On and off, it's like, okay, I'm focused here at the moment, but then I've got to bring it back and go, I haven't put any attention in that area right now. The big thing that shifted for me in this area was within my relationships, my love relationships, those closest to me. I started to do a lot of work on this, whether it's the 5 love languages or the Hava Henrik's work, or there's so much development I've done in that. Because let's just face it, I look back and go, who taught me about relationships? My mum and my dad, that's about it. And they were lovely, but probably not the best role models, right? So where else are we learning? Okay, let's just learn as we go, shall we? Should we just bundle along, just like we do in... So would you do that in business? No, well, some people probably are, but... So where do we learn? We go to the masters, we learn from the masters. It's the same in relationships as we are in business. We should be doing the same in health and vitality. I want to be slim and whatever, I want to be beautiful, I want to be... Whatever you want to be, that's not an accident, but you've got to learn about it. Don't just follow blindly a diet plan, right? Why does it matter? Go deep, find the mentors that really resonate with you. All of it needs growth. And growth comes across all areas of life. And that's why it's banded around the middle of the diamond, purposefully. So think about the areas of life that are important to you. Where are you growing right now? More importantly, where aren't you? Let's go to work there. Look, I hope you've enjoyed this series. I love doing it. Please come and join us over in Diamond Life Design. If you haven't gone over to the masterclass, come over there now. I'll be running another series going deeper in some different areas of life, but that's the first part of series 1. I just wanted to frame the diamond up for you. I've been loving all your comments and everything that you've been feeding in, and please keep them coming. Share this with your friends, and let's go create diamond life, your life, an architect's life, one that matters.